What's going on? What is going on? Welcome to CEO Lifestyle with yours truly, Smooth Blaze. Now, before we get to any other major points for this great week, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, select all, so you will not miss one single video. On a couple weeks ago, we discussed a topic dealing with the importance of accountability in the workplace, in your professional life, and even in the household. It's imperative that you have this attribute in order to take care of business and to make sure your CEO lifestyle is in alignment with where you're trying to go. Now, I have a special topic for this week, dealing with the idea of sacrifice. The importance of sacrificing time, energy, and effort to do things is necessary to accomplish the goals that you want to do as a CEO of your own life. Now, when I did a little research on the definition of sacrifice, here's what I discovered. What sacrifice means is to give up something of value. It could be time, money, or some type of comfort for the sake of higher purpose, belief, or for someone else's well-being. In dark times and good times, bad times, you have to sacrifice something, right? So it's imperative that we know what we're sacrificing for. As I did a little more research, I found and discovered there are 5 key ways to transform your life with using the idea of sacrifice. Number 1, drives personal growth and success. When you're in a sacrificial mindset, what that means is it is a temporary discomfort. It removes some of your leisure time, and immediate rewards are on pause. What this does is teaches you personal growth as well as how to excel and move in those aspects to get things done. Another thing will be strengthening relationships and building trust. When you as CEO are demonstrating sacrifice or giving of your time, energy, and effort, what it shows you is that you're committed to doing what it needs to take, not only for yourself, but to ensure that everybody on the team is winning and doing things decent and in order. That means time and energy to support your partner, your friend, or family. And it also deepens the emotions, connected, and everlasting trust. It's important for you to be selfless when you sacrifice because you're giving time for other things. Another component would be fostering gratitude and empathy. Stepping out of your comfort zone is essential, right? Giving up your resources is essential as well. What this does is not only allows you to eat, but it takes food off your plate in order to eat. Teach that person how to eat. Teach that person how to eat. So as your sacrifice, you've been in a culture that of recognition and appreciation. Number 4, strengthens faith and spiritual connection. Sacrifice is number 1 principle when it comes to the spiritual life. If you're a believer of Christ, his sacrifice of his life is the most essential thing to get to him, right? And the discipline it took for him to go from all the trials and tribulations to all the people that turned on him, it hurt, but it was necessary in order to do that. And when you think of personally, think about the time, wealth, or even personal control. You're sacrificing these items in order to lean on something that you are unable to do without somebody else's assistance. God is always in place, but the connection with the strength with your faith and spirituality is always essential to building a stronger bond. And number 5, lastly, leaving a long-lasting legacy. In order for you to leave a legacy that's going to be meant for something, you have to sacrifice time, energy, effort in order for the betterment not only yourself, but the team around you. As a CEO, male or female, does not matter. In your personal life and professional life, you have to be able to prepare yourself to say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to give myself a raise because in this season, I can't afford that. We can't afford that as a business because we have other people that may be struggling. What can I do to make sure the legacy of not only me, but the ones coming after me, make sure that we have some prosperous? As I continue to research, I found one more thing that was very profound, and it dealt with the impact of sacrifice that plays across in your personal life in several areas. These two areas are very essential: personal growth and resilience. And these are some of the effects of what sacrifice does to you. There's a positive and there's also a negative. The first thing deals with personal growth and resilience. The second thing will be the danger of exhaustion. Let's talk about it. On the positive side, we have strength and faith, right? Where we're surrendering to something better better than what our well-being. Meaning that we're living more than just for what I want. It's in alignment with what God wants and how we can insert ourselves, right? That's one way. Increases empathy, meaning that you're stepping out on your comfort zone and gaining support from others to build something deeper and an interpersonal connection with persons. And that's not only through faith, but through connecting with other people, other cultures, other religions, all these things, to be in alignment that encroaches, that makes you step out of your comfort zone in order to get a better result. The third thing will be a realigned perspective, where you temporarily remove yourself from your old or your common habits, and you temporarily put pressure on yourself to reset your mind in a way where, let's say, you always go get your haircut every Friday, right? Let's switch it up and say I'm just going to do it every 2 weeks. It's going to be uncomfortable, but through in the season of transition or changing, you realize other things about yourself that you wouldn't identify if you did not remove that task, right? So when you go back to it, you come back with a different perspective. Now here's the negative side of it with the danger of exhaustion. First thing is emotional burnout. We all have experienced this. What this means is we prioritize other people's needs before ourselves. That's a negative thing of sacrifice at times. It can cause you to neglect yourself. You can't do that. Secondary trauma. That's another component. What this means is that you just stay being a giver, and it will spill out through your health, finances, and relations. The trauma of always giving can be damage to you, because there's nothing wrong with giving. You just have to be able to have a balance between you pouring into somebody else while they're pouring into you. If there's not a consistent basis, you can be exhausted, and it can exhaust not only your health, finances, but also destroy relationships. That's very detrimental. The last thing, resentment. Sometimes sacrifice can acknowledge or reciprocate where you do something and after a while it feels as if you have a distaste for somebody, right? Where all you do is do things for a person, and after a while you just get tired, you get exhausted, which breeds bitterness and mistrust. Based off of how hard and how heavy you sacrifice, it really could damage you more than what it can do for good. So be aware of those things when you're sacrificing, but you need to know the difference between the positive side of it and the negative side. Now, as we understand the importance of sacrifice, how it can transform your life, how it could be a detriment to your life, ask yourself a few questions. Number one, what have you sacrificed to better your future? Think about that. Number two, what outcomes do you hope to gain from this sacrifice? Number three, how has your sacrifice affected your company? When you're looking at all three of these, carefully take your time and analyze yourself and figure out whether or not It's been beneficial to make whatever sacrifice you decide to for the betterment of your lifestyle or the betterment of your company, personally and private. And does this benefit? So as we close, I would like to take the time out to thank you for checking out my channel. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all so you will not miss one single video. Now before we go, please take time to remember the simple phrase. We cannot control the hand that was dealt for us, but we can move with purpose. This is CEO Lifestyle with your boy Smooth Blaze. And I'm signing out. Peace.